big disappointment there coming in for the market. So let's get in more reactions from bankers and economists and what they make of RBI's move to hold on to interest rates.
If there is export refinance, it can be claimed only against export finance by banks. So I think it's a clearly directed directive by the RBI probably to banks to boost and support exporters. So I don't think that this can be equated to a CRR cut. I think they are two different things. Yeah. Second, I think RBI, if you look at whatever I've seen or heard of the policy in the few things, has stuck to what it has consistently said, which is it's important to bring inflation within a certain range. Otherwise, it can actually be more destructive for the economy. Second, there is only so much that monetary policy can do.
The RBI is refocusing on headline inflation, possibly anticipating a pass-through. And the RBI is, I think, seems to believe that it has done its bit for growth. And the absence of either a lower rate or adequate liquidity in the system is not the constraining factor.
The RBI is still concerned with the fairly high inflation numbers, and I think the base effect itself will push inflation closer to 8% between July and August. If one looks at at core inflation, I think there is merit to cut. But if you look at headline inflation over the next 2 months, there's probably not enough merit to cut. So I think one is not really clear on which way the RBI is going currently.
The Reserve Bank, I think, does need to take measures to infuse more permanent liquidity into the system so that the banks do not have to go to the Reserve Bank lap window to get sustainable liquidity into the system. So I do think that what would be a much more sustainable and useful measure from the Reserve Bank side is indeed to do more OMOs in the coming weeks and months, so that there is more permanent liquidity in the system.
There is an expectation of another 50 to 75 basis points cut during this financial year. So I do think the markets will settle down, and whether it's OMO or future cuts, I don't think there's any reason for the bond markets to get unduly worried.